So with all the talk about new procedure tools, here's an update of what we're doing at the moment. We have added the PBN dedicated tab, and now we can calculate flyover, flyby, minimum stabilization distance, and what's the distance that you're going to require, or the minimum segment length really between them. So if we go to a flyover, and we can just put here the values, like 210 and an altitude, let's say 4,900. I saw deviation. People use 15, but it should be the one at your airport, so maybe 20. Bank angle on arrivals, 25. Turn angle, let's assume is 70-degree. We can save the parameter, so it's saved. So we can load it up again. Click calculate, we get the values. And here we can show rounded and unrounded. So it's pretty nice. If we want to check something that was provided to us, we don't have access to automation, we don't have one of those nice fancy tools, then we can use this one as well, or to double check values. Again, it's still in trial, but once this is properly checked, all of the values, you can use it for that purpose. So feedback is always welcome. And then the results, we can just copy to Word. We go to our Word, we paste it, and we have all the information ready to put it here. We don't need to do a screenshot of anything. We can just have a style that we want to apply. And here we have our flyover calculation. So let's say, well, this is fine. This is a flyover. Let's go and do a flyby. Let's see what the difference of the flyby is for this one. And we can load the parameters. So we already have used some parameters. We can reuse them and now do the same for a flyby. You're going to notice, of course, that a flyby requires less of a stabilization distance. And again, all of the values here. This one even has a cool graphic at the bottom that shows you what the whole dynamics is for this. Again, copy to Word. We can come to Word. We can paste it. We can style it with our design, whatever that we have. So at the moment, this you need to do it outside. Bring it here. And of course, let's say we want to do the minimum stabilization distance. At the moment, we have added the possibility to do the initial, taking into account the gradient, but this works for everything else. Okay, still needs to double check that everything is okay, but hopefully it's going to be fine and working without issues. At least it's open source, so you can check what's happening and what the issues are, and you can report them back, etc. It's not a black box closed to knowledge. So let's say we want to double check this segment here. Okay, so what's the distance between these 5 nautical miles? We're going to use ISA plus 20. First point is a flyby. Typically it's a flyby. Second point is a flyby. Okay, there's a restriction of 210 knots on the first waypoint. There's also a restriction of 210 on the second waypoint. Altitude of the first, above 4,900. So reality here is that we should check what's the highest that you can get with the gradient and use that to determine, okay, on gradient, what's the highest you can be. But let's just use the values. Altitude 3,000 at the IF, which is also the center initial approach fix. Bank angle when you're on approach is 25. And turn angle, well, this could be 110, but let's assume we do 120, which is the maximum turn, and at the other, this is a Y bar, should be 70. I think it's 70, so it's going to be 70 degrees turn. So once we have all of these parameters, we click calculate, we get all of this frame calculation for the first waypoint. This is the minimum stabilization distance for the first. This is for the second. The distance between both of them passed, but the descent gradient is too steep because the maximum on initial is 8%. Okay, but this, if we go back, is because we have assumed a maximum turn angle of 120, but this is a Y bar, so should be 110. So if we click calculate again, everything is working up. We can show the exact, we can check the rounded, we can copy the Word, we can have all of this, and this is just an additional tool that we are building up at Flight 7 to put at disposal for everybody to use and check. and be able to improve the community.